do what you've done to me.
Hello.
Yes, what a good choice. I was like, which one from the meme folder is this gonna be?
Like, guys, there's girls.
That is actually me.
Girls is here. No, she doesn't have a webcam. So she's here in spirit.
Yes. Acknowledging out the gate. My mic is not my usual mic, and I don't have a webcam. That me being on this stream was very last minute, but we're making it work.
Yeah, if you can't tell from the quality, things are different. But my friend wanted to be here, and I wanted my friend to be here.
Lydia materialized out of nothing and lifted up the corner of the duvet cocoon and was like, "Hey, bitch, it's time for our stream. You haven't done your time." And I was like, "What?" And now I'm here.
I was just like, hello. I know we just had like 3 weeks of madness, but you do still have to interact with people.
No. I don't believe in it.
There we go.
Oh. Apparently Weatherspoons has a massive food shortage at the moment. We're going now to Curls live at the scene.
Yes, I'm actually doing journalism. This is useful to the world.
Behold, egg.
For anyone who is not our real life friend who is lurking, I will not, and I like literally refuse to explain this. And I would encourage people who also know the context of this image to also not explain it to anyone who does not know. Other than to clarify that, yes, I do actually dress like that in real life in public.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I do crawl out of a Tudor painting every morning. That's how I choose to be.
I was hunting through the pictures. That actually isn't the picture I was looking for, but I found that one and I was like, you know what, this one's good.
One fair.
I was pretty sure that somewhere somebody took a picture of you that first day where you were still doing work even though you were here, where you were literally like bundled up in a hoodie. And I think they just zoomed in on you and you couldn't even see your face because you had just perfectly raised your hand with the middle finger and it basically covered your entire face. And I couldn't find that picture. I found something.
It is in that folder somewhere.
I looked in the folder and I found the pictures of you sat at the table in the hoodie, but I couldn't find the specific one of you giving the finger. So I was like, you know what, egg.
Visions of egg. Thank you for health check.
Already health checking, right out the gate.
Found a copy of Formula D for Table Sim. This is what I don't understand. You guys said in the chat that you'd found Formula D but not in the right language. What parts of Formula D require it to be in English?
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point.
It's just numbers.
It's just numbers. We know how to play. If anything, we can go into the living room and look up the instructions if we're ever unclear on something. We don't need an English version of Formula D.
Anyway, I didn't say that in chat because it might have been useful. But I'm glad you have found one for your room game.
Hell yeah. People finding Catan and Carcassonne as well.
Yeah, for people who don't know
Red
us
Dragon.
in real life, we had the craziest month of our lives.
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
If
anybody who didn't attend like the last couple of streams that I did yesterday and the day before, I haven't been here for like a month, and the reason for that is that I was hanging out with all these nerds in real life. And during that time, we played a bajillion board games, because it turns out we're all nerds and we all really like board games. And we never get to hang out in real life, so we took advantage of everybody being here to actually use a table and roll some dice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing important that I'm going to publicly talk about, shall we say?
Yeah.
Nah.
And since that time, even more crazy shit has happened to me. Because I had decided apparently that a month wasn't enough of just crazy shit.
I mean,
So
we do know this about you. We do know this about you, your tendency to make it worse for yourself.
Yeah, that's the correct way to put it. It's not that I was trying to, like, you know, I'm not an adrenaline junkie, I'm just bad at planning. I just put everything very close together. Although I do see that Kay has been listening to the Bonnie and Clyde soundtrack on Spotify, so I have one. Bonnie and Clyde was very good. I should say, for people who are musical fans, 1, the version of Bonnie and Clyde that's on in London is very good. 2, the Hamilton cast that has just come in, I think is my favourite Hamilton cast, and is the one you see.
Bold statement.
That is my spicy take, and I am correct.
That is a very bold statement.
I should say, in London, in case anyone's watching from overseas. I'm talking about the West End. Not Broadway. I have no idea what's going on in Broadway, and I don't intend to know. I need to find tunes for what I'm writing today. Correction, I need to find tunes that aren't what I have been listening to for the last few days. Which is the Hella Megator set list.
I feel like you need to tell us about that. You got to.
Oh my god.
You got it. Gotta provide. Give the preface to the chat.
Okay, so for people who don't know what this is, I will preface the preface with, this is potentially the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, legitimately. I didn't think it was when I agreed to do it, but it is in hindsight. So I went to the Hella Mega Tour, which is a tour that's happening currently. It's a world tour, technically, although I think most of it's done. Basically, Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and Green Day were like, okay, but what if we toured together? As if we were solo touring, but it's 3 gigs in one show, and we just did stadiums across the world. Crazy. So they did the London Stadium, which is the one that got to the Olympics, and it completely sold out. I bought tickets to it, 3 years ago before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And everything got thrown up in the air, weren't sure if it was going to happen, and then surprise, it happened last week, which was great timing for me personally. Yeah, definitely wasn't on the back of the craziest, weirdest month of my life. But yeah. So it was it was rowdy is what it was. It was 75,000 people in a stadium that is usually for athletics, who were all punks and idiots. Punks, nerds, and idiots. I was exhausted going in because I went out all the day before, because again, I'm bad at planning. I haven't been to a concert in millennia, let alone this one. So here's the thing about Hella Mega, is that the doors were at 4 p.m. and it didn't finish until 11:30. And I was in standing.
Wow.
Which is the only correct way to see any kind of rock show. But, ow. It was insane, because I mostly went for Fall Out Boy and Green Day, but I was there with my sister Vicky, friend of the show,
Yes.
and friend of me, so she's my sister, occasionally. She's a massive Weezer fan, and then a Fall Out Boy fan. So we were like, we cover the whole range between
Yes.
us. But honestly, all of them killed it. Like, I only know maybe 2 Weezer songs, but they were so. It's so weird because their energy is like chill dads who happen to be in a rock band. So like they were so good to essentially open because they like people loved them still, but they were like a chiller energy.
Oh, right.
They also played Metallica, which was a good choice.
Nice.
They played Metallica's Enter Sandman, and it was amazing to watch a crowd suddenly be like, "Oh." It was also just nice. And this is not a diss, but like all the rock shows I've been to previously, or like, yeah, honestly, all the shows I've been to, the average age of the audience is probably about 18.
Yeah.
But it's nice to go to a show where the age range was so massive, because obviously Green Day's got a lot of like really older, like not
Oh,
old
yeah.
fans, but like old fans. They've been around. They've been kicking for a long
They
time.
have, yeah. I mean,
So
so
it's
have
like-
Fall Out Boy. Let's be real.
Let's be real, yeah, they've all been kicking for a long time. But it was so wild because it was like you had like teens in there that was like this is their first show, and then you had like I was at one point next to a woman who was talking to a bunch of teenagers who was like 53.
Nice.
Like she was having a conversation about the fact that she was 53 and still here, and like it was just a riot. It was just a weird time. We were nearly at barrier completely by accident,
Yo.
which happens a lot. But yeah, Weezer were great. They were so chill, and like I don't know what the fuck kind of top of the line. I don't know how much money they're making to have the sound kit that they have, because holy shit, it's the first time I've ever been to a gig and was able to hear the bass. It was insane. But yeah, Weezer were great. Fall Out Boy were great, but it was amazing how Fall Out Boy for me were like the lowest, like on the tier.
Really?
Like I've seen them twice before, and I preferred those gigs. But I think it might have been just because I haven't seen either of the other 2.
Right.
So like
Fresh
Fall Out Boy, I was
experience.
like, I know what's happening here. Also, I had a bit of an issue in the middle of the Fall Out Boy thing, but that was fine. But honestly, it was just the energy was crazy. Like because every artist, the sound level got louder because most people were there for Green Day.
Yeah.
So like Weezer was like there was like a decent amount of people there that were just like having a good time, but people hadn't even come into the stadium yet. And then like Fall Out Boy's a little bit more, and then by the time we get to Green Day, you hear the phrase wall of sound,
Mm-hmm.
and you think you know what it means. And you think you know. Every time you experience a wall of sound, you're like, I have experienced a wall of sound. I have not experienced a level of noise. Green Day opened with Holiday.
Oh, that's an
And-
opener and a half.
And let me tell you, because
I can already hear the opening chords in my brain.
oh yep, okay, so this is the chronology, right? Weezer's been around since 1992. Yeah, like you get it. Is what happened is in the changeover. Well, I think Green Day always does this when they're in the UK. But there's a really famous video that you guys have probably seen, which is the video of Hyde Park when Green Day played Hyde Park and they played Bohemian Rhapsody during the setup.
Yeah.
They do that every show in the UK now. So while they're doing the changeover, it's the third changeover of the night, and like during the changeovers, you really feel the pains. Like when you're in a set, it's fine, you don't notice it, but the moment the music stops, you're like, oh my god, my legs hurt so much. Oh my god, ah. You experience the pains. But they put Bohemian Rhapsody on, and I will have to tweet the video because I filmed the entire thing start to finish, because holy shit, I have never heard that level of noise. And then
I mean,
they came on
it's
and played
the
Holiday.
combination of Green Day, and like, you know, people who have, you know, the crowd, the type of people who would listen to that kind of music, as you said, it was the bulk of people who went there. For a lot of people, well, probably for everybody there, probably like the first big event that they've been to since the pandemic, combined with Bohemian Rhapsody, the greatest song of all time. Yeah.
And then the holiday started, and it was so, like, Green Day, I am convinced, insider scoop from someone who has witnessed with her own eyes Billie Joe Armstrong, that man is a warlock.
Oh, yeah.
Because what happened was a whole massive crowd of, again, like 75,000 people who are all experiencing the pains, TM, and are like, there's some people in the crowd who are like starting to get a little drunk, and it's like, it's you know, like everyone's getting a little sore and a little hurt. The second holiday starts, everything is forgotten. And like, that includes me. Like, I was hurting. This is the most I've probably been on my feet since my back gave up. And like, it was amazing how immediately none of that mattered. Because he still sounds as good as he ever has. He has so much energy. And like, the pure energy that was coming off that stage was unreal. And like, the whole Green Day set, I think, is burned into my mind forever. And bear in mind, I don't know every song that they played. It's the first show I've ever been to where I haven't known every single song. And like, I still had a riot.
Nice.
Like, even when they were playing songs that I didn't know, there was such an energy that it was unreal. Like, to the point where like Billie Joe halfway through, I can't remember what song it was. It might have been I can't remember. It was one of the slower songs that they played. I don't think it was 21 Guns, but it might have been. But he was literally like, "Holy shit, you guys are so loud." He literally had to be like, "Hang on a second, you guys are so loud." Like, because it was just insane. It was insane, and I can't express it enough to people how nuts it was as an experience. I apologize to all the people in London who got woken up at 11 p.m. by a bunch of fireworks. Because it's the London Stadium, they have a fireworks rig.
Oh, they sure as heck are going to use that. Always heard that Green Day have incredible showmanship. It just sounds like they do.
Oh my god, do they ever? Like, I've seen, like, Brendan Urie's got great showmanship. Like, I've seen some bands with some good, like, crowd work. But oh my god, I don't, like, he was so good. Even, like, I had people around me, because I kind of moved out towards the edge, right? After Fall Out Boy, I'd kind of gone over to where there was more air and it was a bit more open, because I knew that people wanted to rave for Green Day. Let them mosh.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to stand a concert scenario of noise and shouting and heat and lights. It probably would literally cause me to have like a fit.
Would recommend for most people go into seating because it was rowdy. But like, I was saying to people, it was like a small scale punk show but sized up, which is the same thing with like, it's a little dangerous but it's so much fun.
Yeah,
so, like,
is it? I imagine that the centering right in front of the stage must have been absolute mental.
It was madness, but in the best way. But I kind of moved out towards the edge to let moshers have the middle. And I was still like so in it. I so assumed that when I was out towards the edge, I would be like kind of a little bit more detached. But honestly, like, it didn't matter. It did not matter. And I was like with a bunch of people who were like parents who'd been dragged there by their kids so that their kids could go in. And even they, because he did a bunch of stuff that was just like anyone could join in. And even they couldn't help but, like, being dragged into the show. And it was just so good. It was so good. And I nearly cried because they always finish with Time of Your Life. Good.
Oh.
And
that's such a good one.
And then, hey everybody! Don't tell Vicky that I told the story on the stream. But what then happened is because me and Vicky got slightly separated, but we always like agree of like if we get separated, head over here.
Mm-hmm.
We head up at the end. We're starting to head home. The fun thing about when you travel is that there's a last train. And the fun thing about traveling during train strikes is that that last train is really the last train.
Oh.
So here's what happened: is me and my good sweet sister Vicky just had like the craziest day of our lives, and we walk out of London Stadium in the wrong direction, and we do not notice, and we continue to walk in the wrong direction for 15 minutes.
Oh no.
At which point we go, hey, where the fuck are we going? And we look at like the crowd people who are also walking this way, and we're like, hey, is this the way to this station? And they're like, nope. This is the way to this station. And we're like, oh, that is not where we're going. Pull out phones, open Google Maps. The place we need to go is the other side of the stadium.
Oh my god.
And we have, checks notes, 5 minutes.
Ah! Ah!
And let me say, I said this on Twitter, but I don't think this will be a problem for anyone but me on Earth. Don't run in fishnets.
Yeah.
Don't run in fishnets.
No.
Don't run in fishnets. Part of the reason I have been on bed rest, well, not bed rest, but just rest, is because I serrated the inside of my legs.
Oh my god.
I'm fine, but ow. Also, public shout out to Vicky's boyfriend, who picked us up from a station that was not in a convenient distance because we missed our initial train. And arrived with a bag full of water bottles and biscuits and painkillers. You are a
Oh.
legend. Thank you for letting me sleep on your sofa, even though you had work.
Bless.
But yeah, that's the crazy nonsense that I had. That's what I've been up to since you last saw me.
Yeah,
If people-
you've had one heck of an adventure.
Yeah, if people know me, sorry to the general public, but you do not get access. If you guys know me, you can go on my Instagram, my private Instagram, and I've got some videos up. Maybe I'll tweet a few videos from the gig so that you guys can see how nuts it was.
It sounds bonkers. Like, it sounds awesome, and like there is a part of my brain that is jealous, but I'm also just constantly thinking like, God, I would actually probably have hated it, to be honest. It sounds so good.
It's so wild how it is that dichotomy. Like
Yeah.
every that's the most punk shows I've been to, and like it is that dichotomy of like this is the best thing I've ever done, and this is the dumbest. I shouldn't have done this. I should have done like it's the highs and lows of it are so extreme. It is like a thing that adrenaline junkies do, I imagine, because it really is like when me and Vicky were going in, we were like stressed, trying to find our way, and like we were already hurting, and we were like, this was a terrible idea. And we both like had this moment when we just got through the tube station. We looked at each other and we went, okay, but when we get in there and we're in it, we will not care about anything. we will like we hate it right now. We will get in there, forget who we are for a couple hours, and then we will leave and regret the fact that we did it. And that's how they go.
Yeah.
And that's how they go.
I think with me the problem is that I think for me the problem is that it only takes one bad experience to ruin things, and unfortunately that's happened to me.
Yeah, for real. And it definitely is like even when we were talking about it afterwards, it's like okay, that kind of sucked. That kind of sucked. That was great. That was great. So it's like it is one of those ones where you come out and you're like, I think that was good, and then you sit on it for a while, and the kind of bad stuff kind of floats away.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like a risk. But yeah, hello, people.
Hello.
Welcome to Kelsey's talking too much because she hasn't been here for a while. It's crazy how much stuff has happened in my life since I was last on this art stream.
You haven't been here for probably like... It's gonna be like 3
Many
months.
months.
Yeah, I swear the number gets bigger every time I said it. Like, originally I said 1 month, but then I was like, well, no, because a month ago was basically when our shenanigan
I showed up
restarted.
to your house.
Yeah, that was already like a month ago. So then I was like, well, it's 2 months, and then I was like, no, probably not actually, because you had work to do then. So now I'm like 3 months, 4. Too long.
Yeah, I've been gone a while, and I still might be a little spotty for a little bit, but I'm gonna try and be here more consistently.
Yay!
Because I've been busy.
Sure have.
Hello, people.
Hello.
I said I was gonna change the music, and then swiftly didn't. Let's see who on Spotify has made the playlist that I need.
Is it me? I don't know what you're doing because you're being less secretive.
I'm being less secretive because I am writing things about M. Walker. Hey, there's one I know.
Hey! This isn't Pokemon. Hey, I know that one.
I know that one!
It's a Pidgey!
I wouldn't do that to Chaotix. I'm getting health checked by Spook.
Spook?
Unacceptable.
It just threw something at my face!
What just happened?
My avatar just spasmed because I turned to look at my dearest beloved, my darling dear, who then decided that in response to his health check would throw something at my face. Yeah,
The
that's...
model just freaked.
Yeah, let me reiterate. Something was thrown at my face. The camera can't detect my facial movements if I have something in my face. It's a health check and a vibe check. Damn you all.
You've been summoned to the House of Vibes for your vibe check.
Not a vibe.
I have a puffer in my face. Say hello to Coco.
Coco! Coco!
I got to say hello to my sweet puppy yesterday, and I lost my mind.
Yes, baby.
He was so excited.
Your feline adventures were very amusing to me.
Oh my god. That's why I was so nervous around Sadie initially.
Because of her.
So I sent Blue a picture of Matilda, who's our cat. Oh my god, she is such a bitch. She just, like, does not want to be disturbed, except when she decides she wants to be disturbed. But her, like, physical signals for please pay attention to me and do not touch me or I will kill you are the same.
Yep. Okay, I think that's probably good enough for warm-up. Let's see.
But she was sunbathing because she is a catter and therefore enjoys the sunbathe.
They are solar powered. Back with this boy.
What are you working on?
I'm working on the sweet boy.
Which
Where's-
sweet boy?
The sweet boy is Rush.
I have to turn off my chat only mode on my phone.
So that you can see the screen.
I remember I haven't been on art stream in a million years.
I only started this yesterday.
I regret opening the stream on my phone.
Everything is dying.
No, because egg.
Egg. I'm not explaining egg.
That is a sweet boy.
Very sweet boy.
That only is back on. No egg for me. Jesus, how do I even start this? I haven't written prose in like... Oh, I don't even want to think. I think I was on Artstream the last time I did it.
I mean, it's been a hot minute for me, but I don't define myself as a writer. I get a free pass in that regard.
But you've drawn more recently than I have written.
Only because I did Artstream yesterday. I logged onto Artstream. Yeah, I did an Artstream yesterday. And then literally when I started it, I was like, oh, I haven't drawn anything in a month.
You see that, chat? She didn't want to admit to me that she doesn't forgotten how to draw, so she did extra bonus art stream so that I would look the fool.
Look, I had a somewhat plan of like an art project to do during the holiday, which was ambitious because there was so much going on all the time. There was no time for me to draw and do it.
Truly, we all had plans for things we were going to do, but we did none of them.
Yeah. I got gifted some blank artist postcards. The idea being obviously that you draw the artwork on the postcard, and I was like, well, that's fantastic because we're going traveling, so I can draw the places that we go to. Absolutely did not happen. Was far too busy to sit down and draw things. My god, so much walking.
Yep. I think... Oh no, because you were still doing art stream later. Never mind. I was like, did I do something more recently than you then? Because while I was doing my assignments, I drew a Eugene Draw Detectives while I was reading something. And a piece of paper, so I was like, fuck it, I'll draw a Eugene Draw Detectives.
I mean, before yesterday, then yes, that would have been the case because I did a draw yesterday, but before that, I hadn't done any art for a month. And
it wasn't good, but I did do it.
And in typical me fashion, I take a sketchbook everywhere I go. I don't use it.
Yeah.
I don't use it. Spook even commented, like, fairly recently of, like, you don't draw when you're out and about anymore. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why. When we were dating and stuff, I would always have my sketchbook with me, and I'd quite frequently just get it out and start drawing stuff, but not really anymore these days. I still take it with me, but it never gets brought out anymore. And I think that the simple reason is, way back when we were going out places, that was the reason we would go out was while we weren't living together, so that was us getting to spend time with one another. So we would just go out and we would go out and do nothing. It's like, because we don't...
Any consolation, I have definitely seen you do it.
Yeah. I think it stems from, like, back then because we were going out just to be with one another, we didn't always have plans for stuff to do, so we would be out and they'd be like, well, there's nothing to do, so I'm gonna draw. Whereas now that we live together, if we're going out somewhere, it's like, well, we're going out to do something. Because if we just want to spend time together, we spend time together at home.
You just don't do anything.
Yeah, we're just at home now, so I think that's probably why I don't really draw out and about anymore. It's because if we're going out somewhere, we're gone out to do something. Which, you know, is why drawings didn't occur on holiday, because we went to Edinburgh and to Cardiff, and it's like, well, we've come here to do things and see people, so there's no time to just stop and draw stuff.
It's because Pokemon Go gives birth better chemicals.
That's also true.
It's also very true. It's exceedingly true.
I am a pic for the.
She is a picture. Yes, she does it. It's both. It's both. Video is not working, so we have a picture in place.
Look, when I packed for this week, I did not pack my headset or my webcam because I did not think I would need either. Or did I necessarily have room?
Surprise!
Go to bed.
You're going to bed? Okay. Thought you might stay up later because you had a nap. You must be tired. Oh. Ah, dragon! Okay.
I can't believe Spotify's gonna make me make this playlist.
Tells us once again working on secret things that we are not privy to.
Yeah, for people who are in the know, I am. Oh boy, how do I talk about this without talking about it? How do I use the access? I haven't accessed the Endwalker secret dictionary in a while. I am. To be honest, I'm writing like the last thing in the quest Endwalker.
Wow.
Because it has lived in my brain ever since I did it. It occurred to me when you were talking about sketchbooks and things that I do not count things that I write like on notebooks or in my like Google Notes as writing, which doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Like, I get that, like, I definitely make the distinction between, like, a sketch and an actual piece of artwork, but I encapsulate both of those under drawing.
Yeah. I guess that's just writing sketches. But like writing doesn't really have, I mean, fic has a concept of it, travels, but like writing doesn't really have a version of sketch. I guess draft, but that's not always the same thing. New campaign. Writers, we need to steal the term sketch from the artists. Theft needs to occur. Linguistic theft.
So, are you going to update Curl's picture? It's tempting. I have downloaded it. I might switch it randomly during the stream.
Just set it to like slideshow.
Yeah, Naren sent me the exact picture I was thinking of. He did have it. It is 100% the picture I was thinking of, which I now have saved for prosperity.
It is my like default.
It's
It's
a wonderful picture of you.
I don't have it. Naren also
smile.
send it to me.
I can send it to you because I've got it. It's the smile, the middle finger, the overall blur of the entire picture.
If I like it enough, it might become my new Discord photo.
It is a wonderful picture.
It's very good.
It's so good. I love it. That was the picture in my brain when I was like, I should put a picture up for girls. This is the one I want. But then I found the egg one, and I was also very happy with the egg one.
It's really the duality of me. There's the me with egg. I think I said that like it was an art piece. Me with egg. It's like I'm fully like made up in my full Tudor cosplay. I'm making a meme intentionally for the purposes of the jokes, and on the other side, there's me fully hermited in my comfort hoodie that gets washed maybe once a year. No washed hair, no makeup, hunched over Cecilia like a goblin, flicking off Naren for no apparent reason.
Checks out.
Those are the two me's that you could get on any given day. Oh my god, I forgot that happened. Were you there for that?
I think because it was me just taking a pic after figuring out how you reacted to combos directed at you.
So, okay. Oh my god, how do I explain this for people who weren't there? I think you might have been in the shower, Blue. But I was sat at the table and the lads were sat on the sofa playing games on the Switch. And they realized how I can tell if someone's talking to me when I can't see them. Or can't see them properly.
Oh, right.
Which is, if someone, like, raises their head in my direction and moves their mouth, I assume, I, like, take a headphone off and, like, pay attention because I assume they're talking to me. Additional context for people who don't know me in real life, I am partially sighted in my left eye. So I'm used to, like, having to react to people and being like, okay, wait, I need to give you my whole attention to be able to see and hear you. But the lads worked that out while I was studying, so they kept like looking up at me and like moving their lips randomly, so I would take my headphones off and be like, huh?
Even though they weren't saying anything.
They weren't saying anything. Absolute bastards.
Yep.
But yeah, and then one time I looked up and Naren was pointing a camera at me. Hence this picture.
Amazing.
It's so annoying. It was very funny though. That's a dangerous meme to propagate though, because at a certain point I'll just stop reacting.
Yeah.
And then I won't hear anything anyone says, even if it's direct to me.
streams can now be populated with occasional chocobo noises. New music.
Have you seen that the new CR album is available to use?
I did not know.
They released a bunch of ambient, like, D&D music. They've said it's okay for stream use.
Oh, nice. That,
So if you want to add
means
some D&D,
that means that certain DMs can use it in their campaign.
as long as you credit it, you're allowed to use it. So
Okay. Is there like a page or something? Because I actually recently added a music credits section down in the about bit below, because obviously I have the Spotify window, but there are now.
From what they said on Twitter, as long as it's like your thing that you show on stream would be enough.
Yeah. Obviously, if we were playing D&D, for example, then it wouldn't be.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be viable for me to have like a music player, because I wouldn't be the one running the music. So if in this instance we wanted a DM to use the music, I'd need like a link or something to put in my channel description, which I've now got down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I recall from their Twitter, you just have to put a link to like the Spotify or wherever, somewhere. So.
Okay. Yeah. So, all of the music I use, I like double check with artists to be like, oh yes, you can stream this, but there's one. I think I recently added two artists who specifically say that they wanted links back, so I just went ahead and made a music section. So I have that as well, because they specifically says like we want to credit on the screen, but we also must have a link back. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just make a music section. So it's down there now. So it doesn't have all my it doesn't have all my music down there, but it has the two that said that I must provide a link, and I also put a link to Bessa because I love Bessa very much.
Yeah. I see out the corner of my vision the cows are going to bed. Good night, cows.
Aww.
Oh. BRB, not cow related. I just need to do something real quick.
Fair enough. You have to go say goodnight to the cows. Thank you, Erin. For helping me save face.
Very done. I've been like sitting properly. I ain't on camera. I can sit however goblin way I want.
Posture check. There we go. Page will likely have to be refreshed for it to take effect.
Okay, am I good?
Yeah?
I got vibe checked, but you got the game posture check, but I got vibe checked. Because I rotated around and unplugged my headset.
Should I make a redeem that's a vibe check? I mean, because nothing will happen.
No, that would be conflict if we were streaming in real life.
I mean, if I'm gonna start using the VTuber more, maybe I should get that secondary program. There is a secondary program that you can get which interfaces
Where
with
you can yeet things
where
at
you
them.
can yeet things at people, and just make that a vibe check redeem. It just gets like a flip throp flown at me, just like. Ow!
Call me back, I've lost a flip.
Oh, take a sip, have a drink, sip of water.
Oh, I just did that. Brilliant.
As my avatar once again gets very confused because there's a can covering my face. Please do that. Oh god, now I gotta learn another
Now you gotta set
program.
it up.
Now I gotta learn another program.
For people who don't know what I just referenced, by the way, watch Sense8.
Sense8. Oh. Every time we bring up Sense8, I'm just like, I wanna rewatch that.
I'm in the middle of watching something at the moment, so I can't rewatch. But soon.
It's been so long.
Yeah, man. Speaking of things to bully Blue into doing,
Uh-huh.
y'all in chat, listen up. Blue didn't pay attention to that.
Gee, thanks. Gee, thanks.
Blue, don't hear this. Unhear this. Hey, chat. We, as a joke over break, memed about doing Dragon Age streams where I'm not allowed to say shit, but Blue just plays Dragon Age. Please bully Blue into doing that.
That was something we discussed while we were on holiday. Because was it Dark Souls or something? You said that there was another streamer that you saw who had done a similar thing.
Secret Sleepover Society, who I love and adore, did a stream because Jacob and Julia are the two members of Secret Sleepover Society. Love them very much. You should watch them. But he's a massive Dark Souls fan, and Julia really wanted to play it, but she really wanted to play it like it was brand new, like she didn't know anything about it. So Julia got to play it, and Jacob had to sit there very quietly, and unless Julia asked him a direct question, he wasn't allowed to give any advice or direct in any way. And then at the end, he was allowed to give 3 tips. Obviously in Dark Souls, that's because the game is very hard. In Dragon Age, it would probably be more like, this would be a way to make your life easier, but we could obviously modify the rule if we needed to. But yes,
Yeah.
chat.
For me, I don't mind too much when it comes to gameplay. It would probably be like lore things, and it would probably, I imagine, it would be one of those painful things where I probably like, having only played like 2 hours of the game, I'm like, oh, this, and this, and you just have to sit there with your mouth closed, even if I'm totally wrong.
Uh-huh.
You just have to sit there and smile and be like, mm-hmm, and inside you'll just be like, no,
yeah.
you've totally missed the point.
That's what I want.
And
I
you can
actively want
enjoy
that.
how absolutely dumb I am, because subtext does not work on me, guys. I don't know if you knew this. Subtext does not work very well with me quite often.
It's fine. BioWare doesn't know what subtext
Good,
means.
good.
Naren, we did talk about watching Sense8 while you were here, but we determined that it was probably too NSFW for communal watching.
Yes, we thought it was a little spicy.
We actively talked about it though.
Yeah, we did genuinely discuss it. I know
It was a long conversation.
I know it's weird to say for our group of friends that something is too spicy to watch, but it's not spicy in the sense of, like, you know, there's a difference between comedians saying stuff that makes you go, ooh, you shouldn't say that, and Sense8. Because Sense8 is serious.
It's like intimate. It's not goofy. It's like intimate, yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it good, but like it would be like a weird thing to watch in a group setting.
Yeah, hence why I use the term spicy.
Still watch it though. Spicy could also be in the meme way though. That's why I'm being more direct.
Yeah, there's themes that would make group watching uncomfortable.
fucking good show though.
It's
People who
so
have not
good.
watched it, you absolutely should.
So good. I love
I
Sensei.
have not like recommended that show to someone, and I've recommended that show to a lot of people, but no one who's then gone on to watch it has come away being like everyone's got at least something from it. Like it's really one of those shows where it like gets in your brain places and does some shit to your life,
Mm-hmm.
but just like in a nice way.
For those who don't know,
It's
it is the
also
reason.
impossible-
It's the
yeah.
reason that anytime we do anything, we all, as a group, go, cluster. That's where it's from.
Because we share a brain
We share a brain. We are the same person.
unwillingly. I keep jump scaring myself with the push to talk button.
Oh god.
Every time I hit the spacebar and miss, I hit the push to talk button. Also, as I said to Blue before stream started, Cecilia's been in a blue screen kind of mood. She has blue screened twice today, and I wasn't even doing anything at the time.
She just decided
So,
to give up for a bit.
Yeah, it was really funny because I was literally like in the duvet cocoon playing Slay the Spire, and like I had Cecilia on, but I was like between doing things. I basically turned it off, turned it on, and then walked away to let it boot up. And literally, as I'm playing Slay the Spire, I'm like, I see something at the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh, she blue screen.
Huh.
Huh. I went back to my game.
Amazing.
Also, chat, I have been playing Immortals Phoenix Rising. Me and Blue talked about this before the stream, but I'm repeating myself. It literally is Breath of the Wild.
It is Breath of the Wild. Like, not even inspired by. You basically, if you just stuck it on a shelf and said Breath of the
Painted
Wild
over.
reskin, you would go, yeah.
It like really is. Although, oh yeah, I did say I talked about this on stream. The attention to detail in the Greek myth stuff is insane. I will say that. Like, I keep making Greek myth jokes, and then the game makes them immediately after. Or like, I was playing. I have my Switch docked at Vicky's. She was playing Pokemon. Her boyfriend was playing Valorant or something, and I kept like being like, "Oh, I wonder if this is Hephaestus' forge," and then it'd be like, "This is the forge of Hephaestus," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I know too much." But like,
Yeah. Also, it's worth saying that when you first start the game, it's literally given to you as the premise of that the entirety of the game of you playing through it is actually presented as a story that is being told. So you have a narrator.
Yeah, it's Prometheus talking to Zeus. You have two narrators. I'm currently in the middle of something of an emotional arc for Zeus, which is a sentence.
It's a statement. I don't know if I wouldn't believe it.
Well, okay. So it does the same thing that Breath of the Wild does. I'm still, I think, pretty early into the game, so I wouldn't consider the spoilers. But it does that thing where it splits into there's four gods that have been like corrupted and all that. And I'm trying to uncorrupt Aphrodite at the moment. And a lot of her stuff is to do with Zeus and the fact that she like loved him and cried when she died, and like her tears were a big thing. And Zeus the whole time is like, "Oh come on, it's just like another guy that she briefly cared about." And Prometheus is like, "No, you fucking dumbass. She loved him, you idiot." And it's been fun to watch. Slowly coming around on the idea that maybe Aphrodite has genuine feelings sometimes. I won't spoil what has happened to Aphrodite, but it is very funny. Yeah, it's really been a journey. Like, there's a character who shows up who I won't spoil, but I did call who they were within the first 30 seconds.
Oh, I'm sure you did. It was probably the same person that I called within the first 30 seconds as well.
Oh god, this is gonna be one of those things where we both try
And
and talk about the same
I don't
thing.
even know that much Greek mythology. And I've not played that much of the game. And considering at the start of the game, honestly, there's not a lot of characters at the start of the game, let's be real.
Nope.
So when one character turns up that you can interact with, I literally squinted at them and went,
Yeah, we're talking about the same person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Son of a bitch.
I love him though.
I know.
So much. He plays so
literally just squint at the game and just like, you better not, and then 10 minutes later it's just, oh come on!
Oh my god. That's been my journey with this game.
Yeah. I remember as well, it was I got it for Christmas, but I remember it was released like really close to Christmas. And I remember, so I first played it when it was still a very new game, and I remember just the immediate sort of like thought process was basically, girls needs to play this.
Yeah, I had it on pre-order. I was on my way there.
Yeah, and then both you and me proceeded to not play it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Pokemon, I can't remember which one it was, but one of them came out, or something came out right then.
Something else had come
literally
out,
wrote
yeah.
this up.
Something else had come out at a similar time, so like I literally asked for it for Christmas because I think I had just spent all of my own money buying Pokemon on release. And I was like, well, I also want this Switch game, but I have no money, so Christmas gift it is. Because as usual, my parents were like, what do you want for Christmas? And up until that point, I was like, I don't know. So, like, a couple of weeks before, I was like, get me this. And they did, and then I proceeded to not play it. Rip. Thing is that I'm very easily influenced, so the mere notion of you playing it is making me want to play it. In the same way that when Das was playing Legends Arceus on the train to Edinburgh, it immediately made me want to start playing Legends Arceus again. Yes. You know what, Das? Very valid.
Turns out the answer to what came out just the same time as Immortals Phoenix Rising that meant we didn't play it, the answer is yes.
Oh, everything, is it?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Go on. What came out at a similar time to Phoenix Rising?
I mean, not relevant to us, but like the PS5.
Oh. I mean, no, that's not relevant to us.
Shadowlands, when that was a thing.
I didn't play Shadowlands at all.
I'm trying to find like what the thing was. I mean, neither of us played Cyberpunk, but that was also this time. What was it? Or was this just... Wait. No, I haven't been playing... I haven't been playing Final Fantasy for 2 years, have I?
Maybe. I literally go. I was like, was it Pokemon Sword and Shield? Because it was definitely too long ago to be like any of the modern ones. It would have been Sword and Shield era. No, Sword and Shield was the year before, almost a full year before.
Naren will know. Naren, when did I start playing?
It might have been.
It was last year, but it might have been the year before.
It might have been 2020. I feel like it wasn't. It wasn't last year because I mean I know last year was full pandemic. Or maybe it was. Actually, yeah, Exa might only be. I think I've only celebrated Exa's birthday once.
Hang on. No, because I was sick last year, right? Because that's when I started playing it. Fuck, I've been playing that game for 2 years.
It was during Animal Crossing, but I feel like December was definitely well past the hype of Animal Crossing
We
for me.
started in 2020. I started playing in 2021, January 2021. Jas, if you started playing in January 2021, I started playing the November before you.
Yeah, which was 2020.
Yes,
So for you, you were in peak Final Fantasy, and I started at the exact same time as Das. I started January 2021. So I must have been in the process of playing something else because I didn't play Phoenix very much, and then literally a month after I got Phoenix, we got into Final Fantasy.
There sure were some games that came out.
2020 was quite a year, huh?
There's a game here called Werewolf the Apocalypse: Heart of the Forest. There was another Amnesia game? I'm learning things.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any notable. March of 2020, I had 2 games at once. I had both Animal Crossing
We both
and
distracted immediately.
there was yeah. Whoops. Yeah, there was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in March 2020 and Animal Crossing New Horizons in March 2020, and I played the heck out of both of them. So it could have just been that I was just still playing both of those. But yeah, whatever. For some reason, I got Phoenix Rising when it came out, and then proceeded to not play it a lot. I'm not saying I didn't like it. Yeah. I remember playing like an hour or 2 of it and liking it a lot. I think I was just doing other things.
Yeah, same. Like, I literally did the tutorial. But I think Final Fantasy just took me away.
Yeah, it was very definitely Final Fantasy for you. You can tell that from the scheduling.
I've really been playing that game. I'm still writing fanfic for that game. I've been playing it 2 years.
Hey, that's how you know you got your money's worth.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't mind paying for stuff if you get your money's worth. I look at the freaking nearly 400 hours that I've got in Monster Hunter, and I was like, yep, that was worth 60 quid. Yep, that was worth it. For 400 hours, I'd say that was worth it. And Sunbreak's coming out soon. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be hunting stuff again.
Yeah, I'm very acutely aware there's a Final Fantasy patch that has happened since I've been away. Take me back.
I do still have the Final Fantasy itch. I almost played some today, but I had other stuff to do during the day. So, who knows?
We'll have to, like, book some days where I'm just vibe and play Final Fantasy, but just, like, do the solo stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. My brain is still very much overloaded from our trip of, like, I want to play games, but I don't want to be in a room with 10 other people. Very much still in mostly solo at the moment.
We started January 6, 2021, so I started the November before, so that would have been, yep, that works out.
Yeah, you were deep in Final Fantasy hell, and we shortly followed after.
Yep. But yeah, I want to get to at least Heaven's Ward on Pat. I'm tired of Patroclus being stuck in Realm Reborn.
Realm Reborn is oof.
I just want to get to the parts of Realm Reborn that I knew. Like, I don't mind Realm Reborn, but like, I need to get past like that stuff that's like levels 10 to 40.
Yeah, it really is a shame that like Final Fantasy is so good, but for everybody ever that you have to be like, okay, so the start might be a lot. I promise you it's good though.
I feel like when I was playing it, I didn't notice or care because I had no prior Final Fantasy knowledge, so I spent all that time like learning what the Final Fantasy universe was. So like all that time that people were like it's boring, I was like, okay, what the fuck's a chocobo? You know, like I was really coming in.
Yeah, no, and because I knew Final Fantasy and I knew MMO stuff, so the moment, literally at level 1, I was like, cool, give me my chocobo, give me my mount, I want to be able to go places, and they're like, no, you gotta walk everywhere and do this, and I was just like, this is killing me!
Still gives you it earlier than most games, though.
It does, yes, it is earlier than most games.
Yeah.
But that's because you do a lot of travelling, my god.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You do a lot of travelling for the main story in that game.
I cannot emphasize this enough. By the time you get through the end of Endwalker, you have truly been everywhere. Places you never thought you would go in a million years, you have been. Places you didn't even think you could go.
Yeah, because
they weren't even on the docket.
Because again, it's so strange. Another one of those comparison things of like. If anything, WoW is the odd one out here because my 3 primary MMOs now have been WoW, Guild Wars, and Final Fantasy, and both Guild Wars and Final Fantasy very much have a thing in the top corner of this is the main story that you are playing through. Whereas WoW, it's like, yeah, there's a main story. It's there.
I'm having another damn bitch you live like this moment.
It's like, yeah, it's there, and you need to do it if you want to do the raids and stuff, but it's definitely... It doesn't feel like there's that driving push.
I don't think I could physically play a game that doesn't have a main story. Like, I don't think I have it in me.
It certainly doesn't have I mean, it has main story, but it's definitely not comparable to Guild Wars or to Final Fantasy, whose I'd say are both quite similar, in the sense that you literally have sort of like, you know, a main story that goes through level 1 up to max level, and you have quests almost at every level, like step by step by step, whereas with WoW it's like, start of the expansion, say it's like level 60 to level 70, it's like, cool, start the expansion, level 60, here's a little bit of story. Okay, now just go level up and get to like level 65, and then you can watch a cinematic that will advance the story, and then level up to max and you can go do the raid, and that's it. Yeah, WoW stories are condensed into this is the area that has the quests.
Final Fantasy made 3 raids mandatory and it was considered a spicy decision.
Yes, I would say that is a spicy decision. People in WoW don't do raids for the story, they do the raids because that's where the gear is.
It's like, I've been raiding in Final Fantasy for gear and shit, but mostly because the current, like, highest level raid is, like, the funnest shit in the world.
Literally the 0 punctuation on WoW is still relevant today, where it's just the, what do you raid? To get good gear. What do you need good gear for? To raid with. And that's it. That's the end game of WoW.
I'll never. I understand, but I feel sympathy. The only feeling in my heart is sympathy.
Like, I get it, like, I'm sure there's loads of people that are the same in Final Fantasy, but in Final Fantasy it just feels like there's so much more that you can do Whereas I
It's
felt
like-
I felt like as somebody who didn't like raiding and primarily wanted to do things like mount collecting, it felt so much all the time that the majority of the game was just built to be just like, just get your good gear and then go raid. Just
Yeah.
go raid. Just go do this raid. It's like, but I don't like raiding. Shush, go raid.
It's like raiding communities in Final Fantasy are populous and exist, but like they are communities. They are not like the whole populace of the game. And even the people who are hardcore raiders do the Final Fantasy story and enjoy it. In fact, I've discovered that most of the people I follow on my Final Fantasy alt Twitter, who are like deep into like they've got like a whole rich like story and character for their Warrior of Light, are also Savage Raiders. It's always really funny when I see people who are like have RP Twitters be like, "Hey, we're looking for another DPS for our static," and I'm like, "You what?"
Also, I just checked back 5 messages. Das, that is awesome. That is fantastic. You should absolutely do it. Seize the moment.
I just tabbed back into Discord.
Yeah,
No,
I just went.
you're-
Yeah, I just went
very
back 5
funny.
messages. WoW stories are condensed. Final Fantasy stories are this affects the entire fucking world, and you're going to have to save it because you're God. Yep. Hey kid, you just got the best gear in the game. Now go do it again. Yep. God, I remember that every time when I was like when I was actually like on current WoW events, and it was like there's a new patch dropping, and I was like, ooh, new stuff, and it's like your new gear that you just got is trash, and I was like, ugh. You spent so long trying to get this, and it wasn't even the best gear because I couldn't do heroic raids.
It's so funny, like the squad TM. So like this is for Shadowbringers into Endwalker. It was so funny. We went into Endwalker and we got to a dungeon and we were like, oh, we should check the item level on it because we didn't do any post Shadowbringers raiding, or like any kind of. We just like got the AE gear,
Mhm.
and it was way higher. Like we were getting scaled down.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah. But like, it's so funny because I can't imagine. It's like I've been grinding the current raid for gear, but like mostly for glam. And also because like it's amazingly fun to heal that raid.
Mhm.
Sentences I never thought I'd say.
Can't relate in the slightest. Side note, I saw like it crossed my feed, probably from Jesse or something, that there is a collector's edition of the next WoW expansion, Dragonflight. There is an art book, and I literally stared at it, and I just I slowly leant back in my chair and stared at the ceiling and went, "The Lord is testing me."
You just got a very cute dragon book though.
I did just get a
takes your
very
urges.
cute I did just get a very cute dragon book, which I love a lot. Which is helping me to feel better, but it is literally on my art bookshelf next to my WoW art books because I love the art style and concept art, but I hate the company. So I just sat there and I was just like, folds
Yes.
arms, folds
Every
arms.
day we grow more tired of Blizzard Edition. But yeah. Yo! Blue, when Island Sanctuary comes out, your life is fucking done for.
Oh,
We have no idea what it's going to entail yet, but Aaron just put in chat. Friday is going to have assuming there's a stream or something, 6.2 info, which might include Island Sanctuary.
oh,
As far as we know, Island Sanctuary is just because Yoshi P wants to play the game, but he doesn't have any energy, so he wants something chill to do.
yeah. He wanted an Animal Crossing Stardew Valley thingy, just to be like, hey, you can just
The live ladder. Okay.
yeah, you can just chill out.
Yeah, you can just shout. So you get your own little island, Yeah, as far as we can tell, it's like Animal Crossing / housing. There's gonna be a bunch of gardening and like chocobo stuff. You're gonna love it. We don't
Does.
even know that much about it, and I know it'll be your shit.
Sounds good. As I said, Monster Hunter has an expansion just around the corner. I haven't actually played
Yeah,
Monster
it
Hunter in
won't
a
be
long
coming
time.
out yet. We'll just find out things about it. So you go enjoy your Monster Hunter expansion, and then you can come join us in
I'm so
Island of
excited.
Fantasy.
I'm so excited for the new expansion. There are monsters in there from old games that I'm looking forward to fighting again. There's actually a few monsters in there from old games that I've not fought because they were in games that I either didn't complete or I didn't get. And then there's just straight up a couple of new monsters, and I'm just like, they're adding
Into
in
my
one.
mind
They're adding in one of
is
the
you
edgiest
sat on your
dragons.
sofa. Burned into my mind is you sat on your sofa at your house watching the like announcement live stream for this demo of Rise, and just like the many faces you made.
So exciting. They're adding in one of the edgiest dragons ever. He's the flagship from one of the other games. So like for people in the chat who have played World / know a little bit about World, they're basically adding in the equivalent of Nergigante from another game. So what Nergigante was to World, there was another Monster Hunter game that had a similar dragon. They're adding that in, and I was like, ooh, because I never thought
I
that
know
they
what
would.
that means.
I never thought that they would, because it's like because it would be like that. They're not adding Nergigante as far as I know, but it would be like doing that, and it's like, but Nergigante is World's thing. He's like World's special boy. You can't steal him from World, but they've done that to this other game where it's like, it's an old game now, so we're having him, and everybody just sort of went, this is such a cool monster, and he's like the edgy of monsters.
Big fan of this edgy boy, but I do want to draw attention to the fact that Naren said that is reality. Join us in Final Fantasy XIV. I think in reference to you talking about Monster Hunter. Forget the reality of Monster Hunter. Join us in fiction.
Spook loaded up Rise the other day and...
wrong.
Oops, sorry, I talked over you.
That's okay. Just accidentally made a play that goes wrong joke there. That's reality. Join me in fiction. Yes, you knew what I was going for.
Yep. And Spook loaded up Rise the other day and he actually went and hunted something that I think none of us had hunted, one of the Apexes, because they are very strong. So I think he was quite satisfied with that. But it did sort of register in the back of my mind of like, there's an expansion coming out, but technically there is stuff in Base Rise I still haven't done yet. Definitely beat the main story, and I think I'm kind of at the point where I have the armor I want. So I'm happy to just sort of stay where I am for when Sunbreak comes out, but there's things like the Apexes, like Spook just did, and there's one monster which it's like, get to Hunter rank 100 to unlock, and I'm like, oh, farming up Hunter rank is not engaging. So, probably won't occur. But if I get the itch, it may happen.
Yeah.
So excited.
Monster Hunter embrace Lahi.
Lahi?
Yo, squad. I have seen Kay's commission that he got of his Warrior of Light in real life, and it is as thick in real life as you would expect.
Yo!
Like, the physical print of it is dope looking.
Nice.
These are one of the play that goes wrong is free on YouTube with premium. Someone tell Spook.
Well, we know what we're going to be watching when we have tea.
You can have another reprise of Spook attempting to put something to drink while watching it. Were you there for that?
I think so, yeah.
You might have been doing things. I can't remember. Or just Spook desperately trying to take a sip of tea.
Matthew Mercer trying to drink compilation.
Yeah. People who don't know the play that goes wrong, it's very funny.
I feel like it was,
Very
as
silly.
soon as it got shown
Very
to me,
silly British humor.
as soon as she showed it to me, I was like, this is kind of Spook's humour.
Yeah, it's just very silly British humor. It gets increasingly ridiculous.
It's
with
very
absolutely
very
no
slapstick kind of comedy.
It's so funny. I've rewritten the start of this piece about 8 times, I feel. The problem is I wrote a banger of a first line, but I can't follow it up.
Ah.
I think that means it has to go.
Yes, Nerun is right in this instance. Chowder is very much a US cartoon. I'm aware that this is the age of the internet, and technically if we want to watch anything from any region, we can. But it's not a prevalent one here. I hear you, Das, and honestly, I fully agree with you. I fully support you. I think you are making the right decisions. If anything, you and Nerun are in the same boat. You've both decided that you want something and you just gotta commit to going for it.
we?
Because if you don't commit, it will just take longer and longer, and you don't want that. Buzz! Hi, Buzz! How are you, my friend?
Hello, new friend. Every time someone enters that you seem to know now, Blue, I'm like, have I inadvertently spoken to you?
You were inadvertently in Voz's presence, but I don't think either of you were aware of it. When I was in the room during Ferality and the event happened when everything collapsed on me, Voz was the person who was standing over me taking photos while you were laughing.
Hey, Buzz, you're a legend, actually.
I think I've shown you some of the pictures of my avatar just collapsed on the floor.
I have, yes.
that Voz sent me.
I am the only person on Earth who's seen both versions of stuff getting fallen on you while you were in VR. Because I'm the only one who was there in reality and has seen the pictures in VR happening at the same time. Shout out to people who were in Ferality the day that me and Blue nearly died from laughing too hard. Actually nearly did ourselves an injury.
Oh, I was actually in pain. My sides were hurting.
The problem was, there was a point at which everyone was laughing so hard that if anything had gone wrong, no one would have been able to help.
Oh no. We were all on the floor in agony from how much we were laughing.
There were 6 people in the flat, and every single one of them was prone on the ground.
Hey, let me send you a picture to refresh you. I'm pretty sure I already showed you this. There's me on the ground. There's Voz taking a picture of me.
It's so funny because I can mentally recall the position you were in real life, and that's why your models make it.
Yeah, you can see how I've like collapsed in on myself because I don't have feet trackers. I'm doing well, Voz, if you couldn't tell.
But yeah, shout out to anyone who was in Ferality and inadvertently spoke to me, or just like heard my voice in the background. That was me.
Yes. She'd come into the room to check on me and also just peace out from the rest of the gang a little bit. Which is valid because that was kind of what I was doing.
I wanted to spy. I wanted to see what was going on.
I was under the sea making friends. I've probably said this a lot, but man, Ferality was good. I only went there for like a couple of hours, but it was so good. So fun.
Every time I like walk past the door to the room where you were in VR, you sound like you have no riot.
Oh, absolutely. Ferality is great. I already can't wait for the next one. Except in the literal sense where I'm like, well, if I wait for the next one, then I might have more stuff to show off for it. But that's just...
Yeah.
That's just me. Because
that was your Hello Mega.
Yeah, yeah, kinda. I went to I was in the gallery, which a lot of people know now because I told literally everybody. But I also walked around the dealer's
So
den.
you should.
I walked around the dealer's den, which is a separate area, and I was walking around literally on my own for a little bit. There were some people there, but I was like, I actually want to have a look around and see what's here. And after looking in a few booths, I was like, next time I'm going to try to get one of these. I'm going to try to get in the dealer's den. So I was looking at what other people had put in, and obviously there were loads. There were loads of people that were obviously like, I make avatars for VR chat avatars, but there were loads that were also just artists advertising their art, and also a lot of streamers, like furry streamers advertising that they do live streams of stuff as well. And I was like, I do things like that. I do art and I do stream. So now I've got like a little personal thing of like, yeah, and just see if I can work towards that. But that means that I gotta have stuff. That means I gotta have stuff to advertise, because it's if they keep the formula the same, a booth is literally just a little cubicle, very much like real life booths. You have 3 walls to cover. The back wall is a video, which autoplays via proximity. So I'm keeping like a mental thing of like, I need 2 walls worth of stuff to show off, and then also a video. I don't know when the next Ferality is going to be, so got plenty of time, obviously. They're probably still recovering from this one. But yeah, I gotta go. Tried to find the picture that they took of us yesterday, but I couldn't. I went to the previous Ferality. It might be in the links that I passed that though. Oh, you mean like the big group photo? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't found that either. The instance that we were in, there was a Ferality staff member who took like a big group photo of the instance. And we have not been able to find that photo yet.
My brain's just now drawing parallels between you and Ferality and me.
Also, I told you guys this before. I went to the UK first meetup and we had wonderful conversations about tea, getting stabbed in London, water bottles, Boris Johnson and the Queen. And Boris Johnson himself made an appearance, apparently.
Yes, I remember you telling me this.
I have a photo!
Yeah, because we were memeing about doing a Twitter expose.
I have a photo of Boris Johnson in VR. It's very upsetting.
And for a modest fee, I will not send them to the press.
It's very upsetting. I just love this photo because in this photo it looks like out of the 2 people, the furry is the one who's going, "Are you real?" Look at this photo and tell me that's not what's happening.
They're doing the idiot sandwich thing.
With Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson is an idiot sandwich. I'll go on record. That's as spicy as that conversation's gonna get.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're not gonna make too many spicy political takes on my stream, though I wouldn't say that's a particularly spicy take, to be honest.
No. I think that's a lukewarm take at best.
It's common knowledge, I think. even he's aware of that. He probably uses it to his advantage.
In before Furrygate is trending. No, okay, I'm actually gonna stop now.
The old stretch.
Oh god damn, there's a health check. Jesus, I have to sit not like a grandma. Hang on a minute.
You mean to tell me Boris Johnson was caught at another party? Yes, loads of people made that joke during the event.
That's what I'm saying, Furrygate, get
they
it
they literally said saying, "You shouldn't be here," and literally the person was like, "It's a work-related meetup," and we were all just dying.
hate that I've had this fic in my head for literal weeks and been like, I'm gonna write this when I get a second. I'm gonna write this when I get a second. And now I'm actually here and I cannot write it. I cannot get it to work. It's like all my favorite tropes, and I cannot get it to work.
Suspiciously wealthy furries intensifies. Fursuits aren't exactly cheap. Yeah. It's no wonder there's so many furries in VR chat. It's actually cheaper to buy a VR headset and a custom avatar than it is to get a fursuit.
Oh, 1000%. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed that line, Das, because it's gone now. It was too good. It was too powerful. It had to be killed. It had to be taken out. The line can be excellent, but if you can't write anything after the line, it's not a good line anymore.
Ah. I'm just trying to think, Voz. I didn't know the name of the person who took the group photo, so I don't know how to look them up and, like, ask them. I know Ferality has a Twitter, but I've not seen them post any photos on it, but does Ferality have, like, a Facebook or something? I don't use Facebook, so I don't know. So they got a Discord, but there's so many photos in that Discord, it's gonna be swept away into the ether. It's 10:30 already, dang. Just realised that I need to do this. Hang on. Move this along slightly. The zooming in and out to be like, is that smudges on the artwork or smudges on my screen? That one is a smudge on my that one is a smudge on my screen. That one is a smudge on the artwork.
Oh my god, Blue. I was watching a Drawfee episode earlier today while I was playing Fire, where they had to draw it inverted.
Ooh.
And then it inverted it at the end and see what it looked like. And oh my god, it was a trip.
Oof.
What I've learned is that even though everyone theoretically knows how the invert setting works, no one really knows how the invert setting works.
Yeah, we use invert to double check that things look okay.
Yeah, you do it to check your levels. Sorry if you heard that. I got jump scared by a moth. VR chat one day. I, honest to God, do not know what I would use for a VR chat model. I think about this like a not insignificant amount.
That's the thing, is like, if really being a furry, it makes it easy for you, because it's like, well, you know, I want to have my Sona or something similar to it. I don't know how people who aren't furries can decide on a VR chat model, because you can't be anything.
Yeah. Putting aside my mortal fear of putting on a VR headset, like, I truly do not know what I would want to walk around as.
It's
I think I
interesting.
would probably have to make, like, Pox.
Well, that's the fun thing is that you could, like, fully do Pox, because the thing to remember, as I was going to say, is that, like, you can change at any time.
Yeah.
It's literally just a suit of clothes that you can just change at any point. And, like, I've met loads of people who literally are like, oh, I just have the one avatar, this is me, and I always wear it. And I thought that would be me. I thought I'd just be like, oh, I just have my blue avatar and then that'll be me. But then I keep finding new avatars and I put them on and I'm like, this is fun. So I have like, secondaries.
Even when I had a Minecraft skin, would always, like, I kept the character the same, but I would, like, change up the outfit or, like, the details or whatever. I would probably straight up make Pox. Now that I've thought about it, that's probably what I would do. Also because I would finally get to live the dream of Pox's gender go burr.
Oh, VR chat's great for gender go burr.
No one asked me what that gender is. No one knows, least of all Pox. When you're a changeling, it truly doesn't matter.
If you're a changeling, it is optional.
I'm going to tick the all checkbox.
Yeah, literally.
Pox's gender is fairy tale, correct.
See, I could be a scaly and just embrace it, or just be a suit of armor. That's the cool thing. You can be both.
All.
You can get it. You can get a dragon avatar and then have armor put on it. That's a thing that people do.
Oh, do you want to know something funny? Not to loop our conversation like a full mile back, but I've accidentally, so in my Fenix run, I made Fenix look like Glory, because anytime I see there's an option for red skin, I'm like, it's Glory time.
Yes.
Also, Fenix is Glory because Fenix is a himbo.
Oh yeah, they are so dumb.
Fenix is a himbo, like, on truly the dumbest. Like, they know so much about Greek myth and literally nothing else. Not even, like, common sense or life.
But it's so funny when they're just like, this can't be the sword of Hercules. It was the sword of Hercules, or whatever.
Yeah, basically. But I've ended up accidentally, because you can change your appearance at will, I've accidentally ended up making Pox. Because I've made the appearance Glory, but I've got this set of armor. It actually looks like, do you remember Zelda Donovan from Fantasy High?
Yeah.
I literally look like Zelda Donovan.
Oh my god.
I've got a hood that's got, like, horns, like satyr horns.
Yo.
And then I've got a suit of armor that is, like, all wood bark with leaves drifting off of it. And so I've ended up, I'm like, I need to reskin to be Posey. Because I think I've ended up as Posey. But it's literally Zelda Donovan.
Games that let you just instantly and immediately change your appearance on the fly at no cost are truly god tier.
Also for people in chat, and also for me, when I say you can change your appearance at will, I mean every part of your appearance. So,
Yes.
like, what body model you use, what voice model you use. You could just access the character customization menu
Whenever. Yeah.
whenever you want.
Very good.
Which is great for me, because I want to look different all the time. I want to be a changeling in real life.
Yeah. So to come back around to VR chat, I was saying that, like, I discovered the little tiny avatar, and I remember seeing them walking around, and I was like, I want to try one just to see what it's like. I found it a surprisingly enjoyable experience to suddenly make myself like half a foot tall in a group full of like regular-sized people.
Also known as Me Simulator.
It was just like, I'm so small. This is fun. Like, and then like I went to a party.
A fraction of my power.
Literally, I went to a party, and instead of going as Blue for most of it, I went as this tiny little creature because it came with glow sticks and like dance emotes. So in this party, I literally like stood on the sofa so that I was like semi at the same height as everybody else, but I was just this little gremlin waving glow sticks, and I had so much fun.
That sounds about right for you.
And now I have the model files, and I can make my own texture.
How long is it? Is it in the positive numbers of how long it's going to be before you have a Kobold model?
Yeah, 100%. Only because I have seen Kobold models, but literally because when I did my PC clear out, I found old 3D models that I made, and I was trying to make my own mini for Sarah, a 3D mini, and I was like, well, that's sailed now, but I still have the 3D file, so my brain literally looked at the file and was like, what if I converted this to a VR chat model?
It's the John Mulaney nursery bit, but with VR model.
Yeah. So I've gone past.
Can.
Yeah. So I've gone past.
It could be a VR model.
It could be a VR model. So I literally have like looked at VR chat Kobold models, and the only reason that I haven't just immediately bought them is because there's a thing in the back of my brain of like, you already have the base for one, you could make your own, and then it could be exactly how you want it to be, and I'm like, ooh, it is tempting. But my god, there is so much to learn for VR chat models. The 3D modeling portion, which is the bit I know how to do, is literally the tip of the iceberg. The actual, like, importing and rigging and everything else is, there's so much to learn and do.
Yeah, there's a reason why people sell, like, basically clean models.
Yeah.
What are they called? Leggies?
Yeah, the one that I'm using is a leggy.
Leggy. Core said in before Sadie gets a VR model, but now I'm just picturing of, like, have you ever seen that video of, like, the cat that's doing the walk with, like, very stiff legs?
Oh.
But, like, with like, VR sensors on all the feet?
Oh, no! I know the picture! Can't connect to Google. Oh dear, I hope my internet isn't about to die.
If it is, it's been real, chat.
Oh, it might be the case. Can't connect to Twitter either. Stream might be about to die, chat. I'm sorry. If you can even still hear me. What are we doing? Refresh. Nope.
We can hear you. We can see and hear you.
Yeah, my Firefox does not... I can see chat, but no web pages are loading for me. Did half the internet die again? Quit telling everyone I'm dead.
We seem to be fine.
Yeah, the stream isn't dying. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna see if I can Google and find this picture, and nope, it's still not loading. Google won't load. Twitter won't load. Tumblr won't
the
load.
internet is having a nap.
Yeah, YouTube won't load. Twitch's front page won't load for me. Even though the Twitch page that I have open with the chat is still open and seems to still be running, I can't open any new pages. Well, I'm gonna warn you, chat, it's 10:30, so if the stream dies, I will consider calling it there if the stream dies, because it probably won't be worth... Oh, that's true, Roz. My Spotify's still playing.
We carry on until we can't.
Yeah. If at any point the stream dies, I will probably call it a night, but I am happy to keep going still. But it's just a warning because my internet seems to weirdly... Might have to restart Firefox. Maybe. I can restart Firefox because Streamlabs has the chat open as well.
Spotify is still playing. Seems like one of those like things you would say when you're in a bad place. And things might seem bad, but Spotify's still playing.
Yeah, I've just reopened Firefox, but it's still just like, nope. Can't load Google, can't load Twitter, can't load Tumblr.
Carry on my wayward stream. The internet, the Firefox works, but only in the Spanish stuff. That was a joke for like 3 people.
But yeah, let it be known, I think about it multiple times a day of the potential possibility of either getting an avatar base and changing it to be like any of my multiple D&D characters, or attempting the hurdle of just making my own avatar models for VR chat that are my D&D characters. Both are very viable, and I think about it regularly.
Future art stream project.
Yeah, it would definitely be an endeavor. It would be one of those things of, if my work schedule is empty, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
But I do have work to do, which I'm very happy to have work to do.
Yeah. Booked and blessed.
Especially
Futurama, you disappoint me.
Especially since I had to pay for my car insurance.
You will disappoint me. That was a joke about the Supernatural finale.
You expect any of us to know about the Supernatural finale?
I know some of you are on Tumblr.
Look, just because we're on
only in this.
Just because we're on Tumblr doesn't mean we know about Supernatural. They just occasionally crop up and have a tantrum, and we go, "You okay, Supernatural?" And they go, "No," and we go, "Cool."
Correct. I do not and have never watched Supernatural, but I know about the fact that Destiel is only canon in the Spanish dub. I only know. If you know about EBDB, then you know about Destiel being canon in the Spanish dub. That's a prerequisite.
It's going to EBDB. Super hell.
Good luck to people who don't know what we're talking about.
I'm not explaining.
Working out what is actual super things that happened in Supernatural and what is Tumblr. I need to find that massive Twitter thread of just memes about the Spanish stuff. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, and I'm fine with that. Live in peace. Live in peace, brother.
It's very valid. God, I wish that were me.
Everything I've learned about this, I learned against my knowledge.
Oh, I think that's the same for all of us. Anybody on Tumblr, really. It's just like, I don't know anything about Supernatural. I have unfortunately been forced to learn things against my will.
Naren just sent me a message on Discord, and it's a Reddit post called, "Is your healer a masochist too?" What are you trying to say, Naren?
We already said at the very start of the stream that you do not make things easy for yourself. Ooh, part of me really wants a cup of tea, but again, part of me's looked at the time and gone. Probably going to end in about 20 minutes. Probably not worth getting a cup of tea now. Oof, excuse me. It's very unfortunate that it is almost 11 o'clock at night, because now I also want to go into VR chat. Oh! Discord died. Cool. Spotify's still going, Discord died. And my brain was like, huh. Stream is still going. Yep, save. Back to the cocoon for me, cows, now! Weird. I think it is my internet that is slowly dying, but like, it's doing it in segments? I'm very confused. Looking for photo second time. Yeah, I don't know the name of the guy who took the photo, so I don't know how to look for it. Download is slowly failing, not upload. Oh, that's a fair point. Again, Spotify is still working. But for how long? How many of these songs does Spotify cache locally because I listen to them all the time? Spotify is run by the devil and should not be used as reference. Yeah. See, Spooks left his PC on, and I have glanced over it, and I can actually see that in the bottom, his PC does not have internet. But interestingly, mine is saying that it does still have internet. We're on the same we're on the same connection, so I'm amazed that mine is somehow still trying to send data through when apparently Spook's PC has lost it. We hear Spotify go with a low pitch. Yep, it's dying. Apparently there's been a lot of outages in the islands. Huh. Back to my rightful place, Mimi in chat like God intended. I miss you, friend. I am alone. What is happening? Why is everything dying? Dang it. A single poached egg and an extremely large plate. Oh yeah. I guess I should take that off since you're not here now. Farewell. just have the picture of the egg. No curls, just egg. Oh, interesting. My phone has lost Wi-Fi as well. How is my PC is defying logic right now. Everything has lost internet connection except my PC. Mine is still saying it has internet access. What demon is in my PC? Streamlabs isn't even saying I got frame drops. It's still just like, no. We're still going. I live within the PC, that's why my mic was so weird. Mind if I post a link? What is the link for, Core? UK down detector. Yeah, sure. I probably won't be able to read. I probably won't be able to click it because when I open my browser won't read anything. Not a single web page that I click on my browser will load. I have data on my phone, so I can still meme in Discord. I see most of southern England is having internet issues right now. I'm not in the south! I'm also not in the north! I look like a southerner to you. You left me, Kills. You left me. How could you? You left me. I'm still in the call. I'm sorry, my Discord has died. And I'm apparently surviving on ghost internet. Ghost Internet is my next one shot. It's a pretty cool name, to be honest. This is good. Let me use my phone. UK Internet. UK Internet outage. Oh no, we didn't talk about Ghost Ship! Damn it! We will have to. You have to be here next week so that we can talk about Ghost Ship. Write it down on a post-it or something so that we can do it. We have to talk about Ghost Ship. It's going in my calendar. Brilliant. First rule about Ghost Ship, everybody talks about Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship was amazing. I was allowed to be furry trash, for which I'm very grateful to my friends, who, even when we're playing in a non-furry setting, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play a furry, and everyone just sort of went, okay. I've told you guys this before, but up until this point, I didn't really embrace it that much. I am now fully embracing it this year. Everybody knew it about me. I was apparently lying it to myself. This year, fully embraced the furry. Yes, Das was generic soldier man with a bit of extra spice just to be different. Daring today, aren't we, sir? You know I love you. I would just take any opportunity to take the piss. Yeah, I won't talk about it now because we're going to talk about it next week. So you'll have to come next week if you want to hear about it. Oh yeah, memeing aside, it was great. It surprised all of us. It helped me solidify an OC that I've been thinking about for a while, who is in a rare shock and horror, not technically a D&D OC. Because a Vernid is not a D&D race. But I wanted to make a Vernid character. In your eyes. Discord yelled at me for being in a call too long. Yeah, they do that to save server bandwidth. Or whatever. I said that with a lot of confidence and then realised afterwards that I wasn't actually entirely sure if I was saying the right thing. It does the same to me when I am the first person in the channel. Yeah. They want to say it. They want to save server space. They're a very popular platform.
Whoa?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Ah!
Are you receiving me?
I am confusion.
So am I. I literally walked away from my computer and I saw I had a Discord notification and I was like, oh, Kay messaged me back. Nope.
What? Bafflement. I'm thoroughly baffled. Just...
I did check, by the way, and it did say there was an outage in your area on that map.
Fair enough.
Well, approximate area, should I say.
Things are loading up again now. Interesting. That's wild that the stream kept running, though.
The stream survived.
That's so crazy to me that the stream kept running. There was an outage and the stream kept running? How?
Upload cannot be defeated.
I still had Spotify the entire time.
Don't count Spotify. I've run Spotify on truly fumes before. I mean, it's 11:05.
Oh, well, that's ironic then, isn't it? Because really,
I had my phone in my hand to be like, anyway, it's 11, so I'm going to bed.
Ironic, yeah. Because yeah, it's 11, so really, I should probably finish and go to bed. To be honest.
We had a nice narrative on the rear end of the stream.
Huh. A little bit of lost to say. What to say now?
I hope you all enjoyed this journey. Tune in next week for when I tell the ghost ship story.
Yeah. And we'll listen in on your premise for the next one shot, Ghost Internet.
Ghost Internet, which apparently I have to do now.
Because Ghost Internet happened. I experienced it.
you don't need me to run Ghost Internet because you lived it.
Evidently I need to run Ghost Internet, but I wouldn't know where to start.
I think you just did. I think that just happened. They wanted you to talk about it so bad they gave you Discord back.
Can have Discord back as a treat.
And here I thought I was just gonna get Kay memeing back at me.
It was me!
Kay's discovered this musical theatre hurdle.
Oh no.
We both got it in one.
Oh, of course you did.
And Kay was like, how did we not find out before? And he sent me like the link to it, and it was like the preview image was like musical theatre hurdle 69. I was like, no, actually we needed to find about it today specifically.
Yeah, that was fated.
If it was the 69th one, today was the day.
What was it out of curiosity? Well, there we go then. That's an easy one. That's an
I was like,
easy
well,
one.
We were here 3 days ago. In
This
the
is
back
the
of my
one-
mind, I was like, I've got a 1 in 3 chance.
This is the one thing. The one thing that the VTuber avatar doesn't catch up on was that I literally did the violin gesture with my hands because the avatar doesn't have hands, or it does, but they're all the way down the bottom. They're not mapped to anything. I don't have hand sensors. What kind of person do you think I am? I can't afford hand sensors. They are a
In this
thing.
economy?
They are a thing. I can't afford hand sensors.
Right. Blue, it's 10 past 11.
Shit.
Should we call it?
I suppose we should, really. But
I
you're gonna
was
be
so
back next
ready
week.
to get back in the duvet cocoon.
You're gonna be back next week, though, because you promised.
Because I promised.
You promised.
Did I promise falsely? I'm literally going to check right now.
You promised.
In front of God and men. Yes, I can be here next week.
Yes.
Confirm. Double confirm. I will be pending literal catastrophe. I will be here next week, and I will tell the ghost ship story.
Yes. We can tell everybody about Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship was awesome. I loved it. I would really like to continue it since you said that there was a second part.
There is a couple more parts actually.
Ooh.
I think the next part will be much shorter than the part I ran first. So I'll probably run 2 and 3, whereas the last part was just part 1.
Yes.
I think there's like 5 parts total.
It was really fun, especially I won't we won't talk about this now, but like my DM side is like very curious to learn about how you ran it because it's a system neutral thing. So like any time we had to do a dice roll and stuff, you were just making that up as you went.
Yep.
And I'm very but I want from a DM perspective, I want to pick your brain about that.
Next week, tune in. It will be the ghost ship one.
Hell yes.
That's what it will be called.
The
The
ghost
stream
ship
will be
one.
called the ghost ship one.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Victory fanfare. Perfect song to end on.
Yep. Right. We're up.
Would I make a new
Thank you for
character?
joining us.
I was in for a relief. Maybe you will, because your current character is stuck in a bottle, and I'm not going to explain to chat what that means. Okay.
If
At this
ghost
point-
ship isn't about shipping ghost couples, I will be something different maybe. That's not what ghost ship is, but that also happened that week.
It's not. It's not what Ghost Ship is.
That's also true.
Okay.
Right,
Okay,
we're
game.
going.
Yep, I'm gonna switch over get the all the end screen up. Thank you, everybody. As you guys know, I stream very regularly now, so we're in the mystery zone of I don't know when my next stream is gonna be. So just check on the old Twitter, I guess. I'm sure I will
Minimum
be
next
there.
Tuesday, but almost certainly before.
Yeah, I'm pretty much certain there will be another TCG on Sunday. There will likely be more Digimon. There is a very high chance of more art just because I have a commission queue to work through. So I will likely stream working through those. So yeah, high chance of additional art streams.
I will not be here.
No,
because
they will just be
I've
me.
descended back into the woods, never to be seen or heard from until next week.
Okay. As intended. So yeah, but high chance
God
of
intended.
extra art stream, basically. High chance of extra art stream. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you so much, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We hope you enjoyed Ghost Stream.